Yeah, final one for outside. It's definitely a lot colder, but not too cold for goosebumps, so that's a good thing. Um, Again, unscripted, unplanned. Might go off in that tangent or that one direction. But I'm hoping there's some good results from the last one, which is currently uploading. It's not yet officially live on YouTube. About if anyone who was in a group called Fireworks Night that did a gig at the Gladstone or the Glad Arms in on Lant Street in the Borough 16 years ago, and the same for that group that were on this um, some kind of anti-racism, anti-fascism banner at this open event on in the Castlehaven open community area with a plaque remembering those who were killed during the Blitz when the area was bombed. Castlehaven open area. There was some kind of say free event on it. Everyone's with that band who I must have tagged them in the post, and they said, "Oh, we weren't playing very well that day. Could you take the footage off?" And I didn't. I just removed the name. I'd like to know what that band was called, if they're still on the go, or if they're just giving up as a bad idea. It'd be nice if someone did get back. But like I said, that video at the moment is being uploaded onto YouTube as we speak. It's now getting on for 8:38 p.m. Sunday, the 21st of June, 2026. Only 2 weeks. Well, it's just under 2 weeks now. It'll be 2 weeks yesterday. When Mr. Jeffrey Horn is here for the next flesh. So where can I go on this one? I'm trying to think where I can involve Jeff in it somehow. Oh yeah, so yeah, back to the borough again. Just a brief. I remember saying to him, I'm not sure if he'll go into the Gladstone, because like I said, I was stood in this little passageway which links Vineyard to whatever street it is when you first turn left out of the Borough Tube Station. Turn left, go down the main street. It like I said, we walked past it. I said to him at the time, "Can you explain to me what this obsession is with this building? I've never seen anyone almost cream themselves photographing it with such abundance." And then he explained to me, "Oh, this is the bunker. This is where Kylie Minogue and Jason Donovan and Sonia and Bananarama recorded songs here. This is PWL Productions. This is Saw, Stock Aitken and Waterman." And so then obviously this, the Gladstone or the Glad, as it's painted on the side because it's surrounded by flats. But this obviously it's a very small Victorian pub is thankfully survived the war and demolition and the removing the slum dwellings, I suppose. The Gladstone stands there still, just off the Borough High Street on Lant Street. There's a great big painted mural, which I took a photograph, probably still there, of and it's the Glad. The Pie Minster, like I said in the previous video, lovely pies. I'll have to go for a pie there again. If it hadn't been saved for Jeff and he explained, I get it now. I get it because I did a solo trip and I went round areas that had links to the Who. I went to West Hampstead Thameslink, and there's a pub where they were filmed by their first managers. Pub on corner. I think down the street is it English English ballet place is just down the street there. That's where I got the bus, which eventually you can get onto into towards St John's Wood and Abbey Road Studios. And I got it. This is like me going when I went to, which was the former studios for the Who, Ramport I think it was called, in Battersea. And I went there, and it's now I think it's a chemist. It's either a health centre or it's a chemist. Battersea Fields Practice or something. So it might be a doctor's, but it's not on the actual street that it says it is. It's off it. I know I'll go under a railway bridge, but it's not on the street it was listed. It's off that street, And I went up to where they performed one of their last gigs in this theatre, which I think is now a missionary, like a preacher type thing. The former cinema where they played, I think was it 77. I said I get it now. I did the same thing when I was like on my pilgrimage where I could went to the general area just up Hyde Park Corner where Keith Moon passed away in Harry Nilsson's flat, the same flat that did Mama Cass. And I generally looked up at the area where Keith Moon would have been found dead after accidental overdose of those pills which they designed to stop him drinking. But obviously he took one too many and had a bit of the old Charlie, I think. And it's such a shame. He was such a good drummer. But I went there, you see. I should know the street it's on. Because just further down that street is, again, you turn left. There's a house where the Who are filmed coming out of in the 60s and getting into a cab. With their former managers, Chris Stamp and him who can't remember his name now. I think he died of an overdose. Kit Lambert. That's not far off that area. I went there as well, so I understand. At the time though, I'm stood there, so in that passageway off it's a short into Vineyard at the back of the Borough Tube Station. I'm like, I just don't understand why he's almost having a photographic orgasm, just obsessively taking pictures of this red bricked 2-story building. And one thing I always remember, there was a little white like Renault van parked round the back, which is in the video. I think I filmed it in black and white. And I did the introduction, which was outside the Gladstone Arms. I think if me and Jeff ever would have a London base, it probably would be Southwark or the Borough. I won't bother having a car down there because you won't need a car really. I'm quite happy to use public transport. Plus it'll be a lot less stressful. But yeah, it's just I got it in the end. It was like his temple. It was his shrine. It's such a pity that when I asked him after quite a bit of time, I mean, we're going back to the furlough COVID period, and eventually he sent me them in stages via Dropbox. There's some duplicates, but that don't matter. And then, unfortunately, as he had I think it was a corrupted SD card, and the pictures from his first ever trip down to Borehamwood, Elstree, London, were eradicated from existence. I mean, I live in hope of a 1% chance that somehow he comes across them, but the chances are they'll never see the light of day. Because I used to take pictures of Jeff while he would take a picture of something, and I thought I'd like to see his point of view, what he was taking. Like I said, no picture is off limit, no matter how boring it is. Like there was one picture that Jeff took on Manor Way near the Parade of Shops. So it's like halfway up Manor Way, as seen on Buss's film and a few of the Confessions films, but not the last one from a holiday camp. And yes, there's a laundrette there. There's now a chip shop there. There's now a cafe there, and there's also a corner shop where you can get your lottery and your various bags of sugar, that kind of shit. Anyway, he took a pic. If anyone knows that area of Manor Way, Borehamwood, as you know, the long since lost the Director's Arms pub, which was at the very top of Manor Way. I never patronised the place, but you know, it's another lost pub is the Director's Arms, as well as the Crown, and the Hollybush in Elstree, and also that one halfway up that road, which was once an Italian restaurant as well, and a pizza place, Artichoke or something. Although there is rumours that the one near to the traffic lights, crossroads, where I think there's a rotating speed camera thing there that can change direction. That's still, like, you know, Crossroad Junction. There's a pub which was a Oriental restaurant, Tiger Inn or something. Or was it wagon or something? Horse and wagon or something. Or wagon, horses, coach and something like that. But it was an Oriental restaurant. I mean, I heard rumours a few months back that they were seeking to reopen it, at least to get the beer gardens all tidied up. I haven't heard no since. I have to check that up. Okay, now I've gone off track. Lost pubs, one. Okay, now. I'll come backtrack. So it's just gone out of my head then. Yeah. These good memories. I was on about Manor Way. That's it, Manor Way. When I've gone through the pictures, there was one picture which is obviously an accident. It pressed the button accidentally, not knowing, and it's taken a picture. Now, the picture normally I would have deleted as a bucket of shite, because it was of no relevance or of any importance. But it's obviously the camera's looking down, and if anyone knows the area of Manor Way where that Parade of Shops is with the laundrette and that, there's obviously that footpath which separates the main road from the parking area where the Parade of Shops is, and I think there's like concrete bollards to stop cars, I don't know, if they lose control going into the car park area of the shops. The concrete bollards there to make sure they keep cars separate from coming over. And I thought about, I think, you know, it's a shit picture. It wasn't even a picture taken with any purpose or intent. It was just pressed the button without realising and just snapped looking down at it. And I thought, I kept that picture. That picture I took from the bus stop on my first visits, when I wasn't really a Bournemouth fanatic. Although I haven't been for like over 15 years, like, but due to costs and But like I said, no picture that he ever sent I've ever deleted. I've only deleted duplicates. But it's such a shame that due to the corrupted SD card, his first pictures from his first ever trip with me down to borehamwood Elstree. Obviously our base was the Elstree Inn, which is, as I said before, is next to the big Tesco's, and it's on the first floor. Obviously not the reception, that's at the back. That's on the ground floor, but it's above the Heart and Spool Wetherspoons, which I did go in a few times. Oh, this bench not be comfortable on back. And one day we'll get back down there, probably be next year when we'll go down to get our Gushers Polish ID card and passport renewed at the embassy. I'll probably do that for next year, so it gives me more time to put something aside and plan. And hopefully, if I get to know him plenty of time, I'll let Jeff know, because he has a longing to revisit London, and we'll have to like pick a couple of boroughs and just concentrate on them areas, so we're not pounding the streets. Because me and Jeff, we could pound the streets for hours with pub breaks, but we'll gush with our legs and our knees. Won't be possible. But we'll pick one area and another area, and just gives us more time to explore the area, and then a long bit of time to get back to the probably either Wellington or the Shooting Star. No, it's not the Shooting Star anymore, it's the Oak. It'd be nice to go to the Oak for a few hours and then finish up the last hour at the Wellington. This is Angelo Peretti. It's nice, but I'm starting to go a little bit down on the ABV. But Angelo Peretti it's not bad. It has flavour to it, but it's like 4.8%. And I'm finding like with spicy stuff, my tolerance levels are not as they used to be. It's why I'm not really that fussed about Jack Daniels, but I know Jeff likes a cheeky sip now and again, only now and again. But I've given Jack Daniels and that a wide berth. The last bottle I had was around Christmas time. Yeah, so like I said, with plenty more videos like this. I lost track then because I was on about the Director's Arms, which is a pub, and it's now long since been demolished. And I went by this other pub, and I couldn't remember where it went off from, and it was obviously linked to Man Away, and that boring, but that accidental picture where the camera's looking down at the concrete footpath separating the main road from the parking area of the parade of shops with the concrete bollards. But that usually was always on the last day, the Sunday. Like I said before, I hated Sunday. I hate Sundays now. You can't relax unless it's Bank Holiday Monday, which won't be well at the end of August. I fucking hate Sunday evenings. Jeff should come online next 10-15 minutes. He mentioned the house that dripped blood when I dropped off 2 trays of meat at his residence in Scunthorpe yesterday, prior to us going to Scalini's fish and chip emporium. But there are plenty more of these, various lengths. I do it before I put this phone on charge, because this is my old man's. He passed away nearly 2 years ago, and he always had his Bluetooth on all the time and GPS all the time, and of course it's knackered the battery's life expectancy. So at a certain point, it's like when your fuel gauge gets to halfway, it starts to like go down slower, then halfway it fucking plummets. Same with this battery on this, which is an old Samsung S22, like just like the standard size one, not the big one. but the camera still works it fine. Brilliant camera on it. But yeah, the idea is like, hopefully Jeff will see how this video is. I want him to be more part of the old groups when the, like I said, the Elstree Bournemouth was a separate group and the London was a separate group. We're going back 4 years ago now, but then I kicked them in the head. Now we've got a joint group. They said it's either London and Bournemouth Memory Project or the Bournemouth and London Memory Project. I think there's about 8 people in it, I think. But it's not. It's there basically all the pictures that have been uploaded, and there's plenty yet to be uploaded. A mixture of mine and what Jeff has sent me in the Dropbox area when COVID and furlough were being bandied about. Tommy, hello, my boy. At some point I will pick a picture and I'll go, right, we'll talk about this picture now. It's either it's an important picture or it's just an average picture, and that will obviously dictate how long I waffle on about it. If it's of low importance, it won't be that long, because there's only so much you can talk about a bog standard bus stop in a former council estate in Bournemouth, for example. But again, I will come back now and again to probably overanalyze that couple arguing in the middle of Shenley Road whilst we were waiting for our pizzas at Prince Pizza. He, like I said, she went that way and he went that way. He was like the aggressor. Like I said, they might be together now, might be married. He might have been able to control his temper, especially if he has a few sherbets. But one day we'll get back down there. Next year or two we'll get back down there. And it was so nice to see it again. Although we can't have the holly bush anymore, like I said before, that's a Little Raccoon's Day Nursery. Such a shame that. Such a shame that pub. Once, I think Paula Sane had given up on it because it probably didn't pull in the punters, unfortunately. And I say that village lost another pub. It already lost the Artichoke, and the Wagon and Horses, whatever it was, which was an Oriental restaurant, as I said before. I think there was only one pub. It's kind of on the outskirts of Elstree. Some AX. It's kind of on the outer fringes of Elstree. Yeah, Tommy. My little cat. Yeah, so again, before I sign off on this one and send it on its way, because Mr. Horn should come online soon, I do want Jeff to be involved when he can. I've got a lovely little video projects we can be working on when he can involve himself, even if it's on occasion. He'd be forever grateful. Like a fantasy block camp where we can exchange ideas of what snacks we would take and where we would camp and what equipment we'd have. But that's nothing to do with this group. But maybe with this group, again, it's about getting memories on record. Because he might remember something that I've forgotten, and I'll go, oh, why? And I remember something that he's forgotten. There's a little. I'm not sure what it is. It's neither a bee nor a wasp. It's like a bee and a wasp, but it's little. It's like when I was going through his pictures that he sent to me, say in batches via Dropbox, I'm like looking at these ruins of, I think it's Winchester Abbey or something. Like the ruins of this, yeah. I'm sure it's Winchester Abbey. Jeff would know better. It's in Southwark. So I remember going to Southwark, went through that tunnel where there's that prison jail, the Clink. And you go through this like little underpass. And it must have been somewhere near there. And when I saw these pictures, I'm like, how the fuck did I miss that? Well, I must have been taking pictures of somewhere else. Because it's quite, there's obviously the billboards there with information of the history of the place and probably how it was found and restored. Obviously not all that. And he says, well, Southwark, when we come to Southwark, I think it's Winchester Abbey or Winchester Cathedral, something like that. And I said, well, I'll be buggered. I don't know how the hell I missed that. Hello, Tommy. Oh, man, boy. You're a good boy, aren't you, Tommy? Good boy. Oh, fucking hate Sunday evenings. I really do hate it. She's at her shit all in morning. Pity. Wouldn't have to come bloody housewife and I'd be able to relax more on a Sunday and enjoy Sunday, enjoy this free time, but fucking hate Sunday evenings. That's why I end up doing a lot of these videos. Should be time for him to come online soon. He said 9 o'clock. Yeah, so like I said, I want Jeff to be involved whenever he can. Even if it's just one video now and again, something I can respond to, and then whenever he can respond to my response. I might probably do his responses. Probably I'll do 6 responses to his 2. It don't matter. As long as there's some tidbits that I can act upon and respond to. Because I want to keep these memories alive of a good time, like when I said in one of the videos when Jeff was last here and I managed during the COVID era. What's that? Oh, looks like Mr. Horn has just sent me a massage. No, it'll wrap that up. Be involved.